Welcome back, guys. This is Catz for Nerdstomper.com. We still have those beautiful mutalisks, and this is going to be part 2 of a Zerg versus Zerg tutorial, where the most important thing we're focusing on is map control and game control, ruling what can and can't be done within the game. And of course, keeping map control is going to give me a way better idea of what he's doing than he has of what I am doing. And why that is important is I can figure out the timings based on the information that I am gathering, and I can start being a little greedier than him, because I know that he is not going to be able to move until he has a critical mass of hydralisks or infestors to deal effectively with my mutalisks. So now, as you can see, even though he's still ahead just by 3 drones now, I will be taking my gold expansion sooner than he is, and my 2 upgrades are rolling while he only has one extra upgrade starting and one that's already finished. So by the time my upgrades are done, he's almost gonna be done with his upgrade, and we're both gonna be 1-1, but not for long, because then I will start 2 more upgrades while he starts 1 more upgrade once again. And you can see now that I am ahead in supply, that he's had these static roaches for quite a while as a preventive measure that he had to take early on against my fake baneling nest. And now that I have map control, I'm gonna go ahead and take the gold and try to take the lead in this game in the only count that I am still behind, which is the economy count. If I were to leave the game right now, we could easily see that he has mined more minerals than me, and that's a given. But it's not gonna be a whole too much, because we've been doing what we needed to do in order to close that gap and still retain the very, very important map control. At this point in time, where I am saturated on both of my bases, my main and my expansion, I have to start worrying about the fact that he must be getting ready to move, and indeed he is making a lot of units. And the way I'm gonna react to this is by starting to make a lot of units. However, as I mentioned before, I have 2 more upgrades starting, where he isn't even done with his 2nd upgrade yet. So I am gonna be pulling ahead in that count, and if we were both maxed at this point, I would end up coming on top. Of course, I'm gonna fall a little bit behind the supply count by almost 10 supply as a result of getting this hatchery. But also, you must see that a lot of his supply is queens, which are gonna be good to some extent to transfuse roaches, but they're obviously not optimal or something that he was planning to do, but rather something that he got again as a preventive measure instead, in case I decided to go for a lot of mutalisks. So a lot of mind games going on. He does get a changeling in my base, rather careless by me, but now that I have my 3rd expansion running, I'm finally able to pull ahead in the income tab. Not by a lot, but I am ahead by a little bit in both minerals and gas. And as soon as I can get some more drones on the field, which is pretty much even right now, the drone count, then I'll have a significant advantage until he gets his gold. So what do we have to worry about right now? We have to worry about this. His army tab is probably a lot bigger than mine at this point. Oh, it's actually pretty much even. And the reason for that is I'm not sure if it's counting those queens. It should count those queens. But it's the army tabs is going to be pretty much even. And as soon as this upgrade's finished for me, then I'm going to be in a really good spot to defend this. Of course, since I do have the static defenses in place, let's pause, of the spine crawlers, it's going to be harder for him to break me. And of course, with my infestors, I'm gonna try to delay his attack as much as possible by trying to fungal his units and keeping them in place. But Catz, why not just engage right now? You're pretty much even, or maybe you even have the lead in the army, and if he fights in your spine crawlers, you're definitely gonna win, right? I might. Yeah. There's a good chance that if we fight right now, I'm gonna come out on top. But there's also a good chance that he may come out on top as well. Our armies are pretty much evenly matched, and he does have a lot of transfuses, and he does have an overseer and a lot of infestors with tons of energy, while my infestors don't have all that much energy. What I mean by this is, while I can delay his attack, the longer I can delay his attack, the better for me, because I am getting more income, which is gonna result into more forces for me, while he is gonna be able to reinforce as well, but running only off of 2 base, he's gonna be able to reinforce with less and less units. Unnoticeable if you go by 1 or 2 waves, but the longer the game goes, the more advantage I'm gonna get in this particular situation. Also, since we're gonna be fighting on my side of the map, because the pressure is on him, because I have this gold here, he's gonna have to make a move soon. It's, again, the pressure is on him, and he knows it, because he has to know that just by my unit placement that I have this gold up and running, and the longer he waits, the worse it's gonna get for him. So let's unpause. As you can see, we're still producing a lot of units, but my upgrades are gonna be done sometime soon, which is another good reason we have to delay his attack. So we're gonna continue to fungal his units to try and keep him in place, because our upgrades are a lot more effective. Also, these 6 mutalisks are not gonna be too effective in battle. You might as well almost just count them out, despite the fact that they are such expensive units. Their role in the game has been fulfilled early on, and at this point in the battle they're not going to be very effective at all against this mass queen infestor that my opponent has. So as you could see, just a few seconds ago I was behind in the supply count, and now I am pulling ahead, and the reason is going to be this gold once again, because I am getting more income and more income, and I am slowly pulling ahead, and the longer he waits, the harder it's going to get for him. He has 1-1 upgrades against my 2-2 upgrades, so I'm in a really good position to take this game. I just have to be careful not to get fungled. This guy is pretty good, and we're going to try to fight at a good arc. That's a very smart choice of him. Uh-oh, a lot of fungals. It's a very smart choice, I'm saying, of avoiding completely those pine crawlers. But at this point in time, my army is superior. He does have a lot of queens with a lot of energy for transfuse, but I have way more roaches, which is going to mean I'm going to do a lot more damage per second, and hopefully eventually come out on top of this battle and win the game. What I want you to rescue, so to say, from this game is the fact that I was never too ahead, I was never too behind, but I always had control of what could and could not happen in this game. So that is something that Zerg vs. Zerg lacks a lot, and something that if you can master, you'll start doing a lot better in this particular matchup with good understanding of the game. I'm just waiting for him to GG. As you can see, I'm 50 supply ahead. He says, "Man, you're too pro. GG." And then he leaves the game. Thank you very much for that. And thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you soon. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. Take care.